Good morning. Let's check things. Checking. Good morning. Let's check things. That's a little bit of a delay, but okay. All right. Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Resales. My name is Ryan. I get stuff from yard sales, garage sales, thrift stores, Valdosta, and try to sell things online. And this morning, this was a pretty big weekend for sales. I don't know. Hey, Troy Price. Yes, we're live. Probably. This is probably my biggest weekend in a long time of just sale quantity. And as I love to say, that I don't remember who I got it from. I think it's a military saying, quantity has a quality all its own. And that's what we're going to go through today. 16 sales over this weekend, which is really good for me. I'm actually bouncing on an average of 3 sales a day. I've been shooting between 2 and 3 for a long time. I'm pushing 3 sales a day now. I bought, for those of you who haven't viewed, I bought a big stash of 3,500 books, actually probably more than that, from a lovely old couple down in Valdosta, Georgia, and got a real good price on it. And I've been working it for a month, a little over a month, and I've gotten a third of my money of my investment back, over a third of my investment, 2/3, over 2/3 of my investment back. And if things keep trending the way they are, I will be profitable on that purchase end of July, less than 2 months. So it's been an interesting experience. It's work. It's not that hard. It's just you got to sit down and do the job. So let's jump into this. Non-books first. Non-books first. Let's jump on this. Toys. This is actually what I'd rather sell is toys, but I get more books. Bunch of Dragon Ball Z action 6-inch action figure parts. $10 for this bag. I'm actually a little surprised these weren't worth a little bit more, but I couldn't pass them up when I saw them, and I think I got my money back out after the shipping. So there you go. A Sublime. This is a reprint T-shirt. This is a Sublime band T-shirt. This went for $8. This is one of those things that I thought would go for 12, 15, and it didn't. And I'm glad to see it out the door now. Let's see, a pair of women's Nike yoga pants. Those went for $12. Sitting on those way too long. Final, not a book sale. Before we jump into the books, this one's fun, and I thought this was going to go for more, and I was a little disappointed. And you're going to be too, because this is a Billy Ray Cyrus handkerchief from like the Achy Breaky Heart thing. And I thought this was going to go for a lot more money, and it didn't. And it went for $8. I was like, oh, come on, guys. So, but it was clean, it was good, and it was kind of a fun purchase. And it was one of like, really? I only went for that little? Anyway, that's how that goes sometimes. Okay, we're going to go through these books. And chat about them for a second. I'm just kind of rolling through to see price-wise and that sort of thing. So we're just going to start grabbing stuff off the top. Okay. 1890. Most of the books I got in this lot are pre-1950. Substantial number are actually pre-1930. A lot of late 1800s stuff, early 1900s stuff. Like this one. Mental Arithmetic by Milne. Not A.A. Milne. He didn't do that. W.J. Milne. This is an 1897 book, hardcover. $12. There's a handful of these old math books that are really well worth snagging if you see them for a couple bucks um, to flip, but you gotta look them up because there's so many. There's so many I didn't put up for sale, so that because they weren't quite worth it. But that one was. Next up, all right, this isn't not from the stash, but this one, Goosebumps number 10, first edition Goosebumps, from the mid to late 90s. A lot of these are in the $10 to $15 range, particularly if they're in good shape. There's a handful of rares that, if they still have, say, the cards or a map or a poster in them, can be worth a little bit more. I think I sold a $40 one a month or two ago. This one went for $10. Clean, good condition, first edition Goosebumps. People are picking them up. So kind of learn how to recognize them. It's not hard. Just it basically is the date inside on the cover on the title page, and you can see if you got number ones there. Okay, next up, where did you go? You're way down here. All right, $16. Longfellow, Song of Hiawatha. This is a pretty little book. This is one of those mini haha edition. Don't know what that means. I just know the book sold for $16. I want to say this is one of those you see a lot of classic authors who, even in the late 1800s, early 1900s, their stuff was getting put in series. If they're really pretty, they sell well. This could have gone probably for more if the binding wasn't faded and a little messed up. But old books that are pretty do really well. Old books by classic, a lot of old books by classic authors I'm finding do real well. Good morning, Kevin Hawthorne. We're going through 16 sales. You just missed 4 of them, so you got to go backtrack. All right, next up. Like I said, there are classic authors that books were in a series. The Pirate by Sir Walter Scott. I think this is the second Sir Walter Scott book I've sold out of the stash. Maybe the third. $15 for this little bad boy. Pretty good condition. Pretty little book. Good. If somebody's collecting, there's still collectors out there who are after books to fill holes in their collection, I guess. And so that was a fun find. That was early 1900s. It wasn't dated. There was a time, I would say, in 1900 to about 1930, you'll find a lot of old books that don't have dates. And you can, and just kind of by looking at it, you can kind of learn, okay, this is an early 1900s book. It kind of get a good reliable date for a good idea of around when it was there. This book is actually surprisingly not from the big purchase that I had. Scarlet Sister Mary by Julia. This is from 1941. So the beat up dust jacket on this one, $15. This one, like more modern copies of this, were selling in the $8 to $10 range. So this one was worth grabbing, picking up, flipping. Sold. Took a little while to sell, but it eventually moved. All right, next. This one is pretty. I was actually a little surprised it wasn't worth more. So it's almost an art piece. And this is Memoirs of the Courts of Europe, Louis XIV and His Court, from 1910, Volume 3, by St. Simon Deco. Oh, Deco. I put Deco for decoration in the title. This is pretty. It's got really pretty inside. Like, look at that. Inside of it there's some real neat. Some of these bits are just really artistic, but this is in really good. This is in good shape. It's not perfect. There were some that had a little bit out there, a little bit better on the binding. This went for $20. So don't sleep on pretty books that, particularly if they're history or a classic author. Those can do real well. I got a buddy. Actually, he would have bought this to put in his antiques booth. He does a lot of really pretty books for his antiques booth and sells them between 10, 15. He sells 10, 15, $20 a book, sometimes a little bit more. And he gets them simply, and he doesn't even hardly pay attention to authors or anything like that. He just buys good looking books. And I'm going through this big, these 3,500 books, and I'm just pulling all the really good looking ones for him. And he'll come buy a batch from me, probably in a few weeks. When I get through some more, he's already bought about 100 books from me, and I'd already looked them all up, and they weren't worth a whole ton. And he's giving me cash for them, so can't beat that. All right, next, and I've passed on these books before, and I probably shouldn't have. Uh, is Handbook of Chemistry and Physics. This is 28th edition. If these are in good shape, they look like they sell. This one went for 25 bucks. And these look like, if they're in good shape, these are $20 to $30 books. And I would say I see one or two of these a year. It's surprising how much one of these pops up when I'm out at yard sales or thrift stores or something like that. And I think I've passed them up a little too much. So I gave this one a whirl. It sold pretty quickly. So, and this one's from 1944. So this one's worth, these may be worth grabbing. Particularly if they're in really good shape, like this one's really pretty decent shape. Old textbooks hold up really well. They're way better bound. They have the stitch binding, and the covers are a little bit better made. So they're not always worth as much, but they do hold up a little bit better. And that's what this is. All right. Okay. I'm kind of going through size because I got the books big to little here, and it actually kind of goes price wise a little bit too. Where's next? Okay. Is this the biggest? This is close to the biggest sale. I don't know if this is the biggest sale. Yeah, this isn't the biggest sale. This is the biggest individual book sale. The Diary of Edmund Ruffin. This is a person who did a lot in the Civil War, and this is only volume 1. This went for $35. So I got a ton of Civil War books. Not all of them are worth a bunch, but I think I've got a couple ideas on some venues that I think I could sell some $5 to $10 copies that aren't quite worth putting on eBay. This is worth putting on eBay. 35 bucks, sold within days, at 35. And this is a neat find. We're gonna pull it out. Got a dust jacket. So look up your Civil War books, okay, and see if you can, particularly if you live in the South, you face places like Facebook Marketplace or flea markets. We have a local flea market here. Not a lot of people buy books out there, but I have had relative success selling Civil War stuff. So we're thinking about if you're down south somewhere. And the more I'm not really, but the more yuppie the flea market, actually probably the better you can do with some of these books. All right, next up, Sea Island Lady. This is a sort of a South Carolina book. This went for 12 bucks. It's a big book. So 1971. This is one of the newer books out of the stash. The big stash I got too. So 12 bucks for that big book. And this is some sort of coastal Carolina history book as well. All right, next up, and I'm gonna need to find out. I'm gonna have to double check something on these. These are the New Nature Library. 3 books. These 3 went for 40 bucks. And I actually had another one that I didn't list with them because I found it way later in a different box. But I don't think it was this person, because there was a person who who was a watcher, and I said, put an offer, said, you buy these, and I put like 37 bucks. It says, accept my offer, and I'll send you a fourth book. But I don't think that's this case. But anyway, these 3 books from 1914. And if they were in way better shape, I'd probably get a little bit more for them. This is a series from then that sells okay. I've seen a lot of sales in this for this series. Finally, one that wasn't from the stash, Mustang. This is a $10 book. This didn't go for much. It was sitting a little longer than I thought it would. $13 book. Look up your muscle car books whenever you see them, even if they're coffee table books. There's a handful that are rare, and sometimes you can trip over a good one. Sometimes if they're like hyper specific about specific cars, they can be worth a little bit more. This was from the stash. This is actually the last book I missed. Chilton Ford midsize cars, 1971, 1985. This is Chilton. These books I'm finding to get a little more. You gotta be a little. You gotta look them up, but a lot more. I'm finding more of these books may be worth picking up than it was in the past 5, 10 years. Um, and I'm fine. I think I've sold another one uh, of those Chilton and Haynes manuals books. They seem to be going a little bit, moving a little bit better. So uh, that's my sales. 16 sales this weekend, and I've got a couple of questions people were asking about some stuff that I got to answer. So it was really successful. I actually got an eBay store. My listings are going there. Hey, Justin. Yay, finally call live stream. Why aren't you at work? This is my boy. And he's got a job he's supposed to be at. Anyway, what was I talking about before I was rudely interrupted? Um, uh, anyway, but yeah, Chilton manuals seem to be going a little bit better than they have the past 5 or 10 years. And when I see them, I look them up now. Particularly muscle cars, older cars, on those tend to go pretty good. So, 16 books, I got packing to do. Some of y'all got to get to work. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe. Ask questions, comments, snide remarks. Don't care. Need them anyway. And I'll catch y'all on the other side of these things. Cool.